guys, today we are going to talk about adverbs. They are very similar to our previous lesson on adjectives in the fact that they are describing words. Now if you think back, adjectives are a lot like a cat because they are very particular in that they only describe nouns. That is their only job. They only like nouns. They only describe nouns. Adverbs are different because they like a ton of words. Adverbs can describe adjectives, verbs, and other adverbs. They do not describe nouns because that's an adjective's job. So adverbs describe a whole host of things except for adjectives. So let's dive in and look at how one would diagram. And we'll start back from the very beginning. That's the way we always start. So when we start diagramming today, we are going to diagram simple subject and simple predicate first. Let's read the sentence. Happily, Meg skipped down the sidewalk. So think to yourself, you can either start with your simple subject and look for your noun, or you can start with your simple predicate and look for the first verb. It doesn't really matter which way you start, but you always want to start with the basics of the sentence and do the simple subject, simple predicate first. So if we're going to look and think about the first verb in the sentence and use that strategy, we walk down the sentence. The first word that is a verb, it's actually an action verb in this one, is what word? If you said skipped, you're right. A person can skip. It is an action verb. So I'm going to put skipped here because that's our simple predicate. I'll go ahead and tell you, like in previous videos, we are not going to diagram this piece of the sentence because it's a preposition, but I'm pretty sure a preposition is our next lesson. So you'll soon unlock the ability to diagram these pieces as well. It's almost like being in a video game and you go to the next level. We'll be there soon. So skipped, going back to what we can diagram today, is our simple predicate. It is an action verb and one can do it. It's not even a memorized verb. So if we've got our verb, we gotta think about who or what skipped. If you go down to the basics of a sentence, whatever is sitting here is doing this action. So think to yourself, what, who skipped? In one word, what's the answer? If you said Meg, you're right. Meg is special, it's uppercase, because it is a proper noun. All right, we have one word left, and the word is happily. Usually when a word ends with ly, it is an adverb. That's a little trick. Now, not always. There are some, there's always some caveats to the rule in English, but usually if a word ends in ly, it is an adverb. If you use the IEW system, there's actually a dress-up called the ly adverb, and we will be using that this year. So it's a word that describes an action well. Well, in this sentence, Meg is skipping. Well, how is she skipping, right? She's skipping happily. Happily is describing how she is skipping. It is an ly adverb. Because happily is describing skipped, it gets diagrammed underneath that word, just like the adjectives. Remember last lesson, the words that described other words are diagrammed underneath them. And the only words you'll diagram under here are adjectives, adverbs, article adjectives, and prepositional phrases. So whatever words are here, the words describing them go here. So how did she skip? She happily skipped. Happily goes under skipped because it's describing it. Okay? Now all words are diagrammed. Let's move on to the next. All right, next sentence. The dark path ominously curved. All right, this takes a little bit of thinking. Find in this sentence your first verb. Okay, and it can be an action verb or it can be a memorized verb. It could be either one. If you said the word curved, you are correct. Now, some people may argue and say, well, a curve is a thing, it's a noun. But in this sentence, it's being used as the action, it's a movement. That's why it is so important to look at sentences critically and to diagram them, because words can be used in different ways. In this sentence, the word curved is not a noun. It's not the thing. It's the action of movement. So curved is your simple predicate. Oops. There we go. All right, now you got to ask yourself, okay, if curved is your simple predicate, what's my simple subject? Who or what curved? One word. If you said path, you've got it. The path curved. And some of y'all right now are like, oh no, we like skipped some words. And that's okay. When you are diagramming sentences and the sentences get more and more complex, you're going to end up skipping around some words. You always want to start with your simple subject and simple predicate. That's the basis of words. Like in the Bible, 2-word sentence. Jesus wept. A sentence only needs 2 parts to be complete. The problem is so many people write lots and lots of words but don't write complete thoughts. A complete thought requires a simple subject and a simple predicate. That's why we always start there diagramming, because in whole writing, if you look at a sentence yet you cannot pick out in that sentence a simple subject and simple predicate, then there's a problem that needs to be fixed. Okay, so we're always going to start here, even though we skipped around. Okay, now that we have simple subject, simple predicate, we can go left to right. Okay, we've got the, that's an article adjective. And they get diagrammed underneath the verb they're in front of. So which path? The path. And then what kind of path? It is a dark path. Okay. Now the only word we have left is ominously. Notice it ends in ly. What word is ominously describing? It's not the ominously path. It could be an ominous path. Then the word would be an adjective. But it's not ominous. It's ominously, and it's describing how it curved. So ominously will go underneath curved. It's a hard word to spell. There we go. All right, next sentence. The tiny black ant quickly grabbed the leaf. I would love for y'all to pause the video here and try to diagram it by yourself, and then hop back on and press play. Test yourself. See if you can do it. I know you can. And I'm going to go over it. Okay, so pause here and then start it back. All right, I'm going to think to myself, simple subject, and I'm going to move faster through this one. Simple subject is ant. What did the ant do? He grabbed. Grabbed is an action verb. Make it rid of these, check them off. It's a great strategy. And now I'm going to start left to right. Ooh. Yeah, let's still start left to right. Okay. Ant. What kind of ant? We've got the, and we've got tiny. Oh, and we have black. It's a tiny black ant. Those are the ones that don't hurt as much when they bite you. All right, so all 3 are underneath ant. Why are they underneath ant? Because each one of them describes ant. This is a article adjective. It's a definite article adjective. This ant, no, the ant. What kind of ant? It's tiny and it's black. So those little ants that get you when you're not watching carefully. And now grabbed, of course, is your simple predicate. And now we got quickly. Quickly is describing grabbed. It's an ly adverb. How did this ant grab the leaf? Well, he grabbed it quickly. Ly adverb. Now, you're like, where does this the go? Well, it doesn't go under ant because it's so far away from that noun, and article adjectives don't get diagrammed under verbs. So you're like, oh man, I did something wrong. Well, think to yourself, we've got some words here. Leaf is actually like a noun. If something hasn't popped up like, I know what it is yet. Let me give you a hint. Ant, grabbed. Ask yourself, grabbed what? If you can answer that question, grabbed what? If you can answer that what, you've got a direct object. And so over here, it's kind of not beautiful. You extend your line here, and then direct object line is a perpendicular line that doesn't break, and it's straight up and down. Remember, it kind of makes like a D on that side. The verbs are slanted, direct objects are straight up and down. So grabbed what? Grabbed leaf, and I can check off leaf now. And the goes under the word leaf because it is an article adjective closest, the noun closest that it's closest to is leaf. okay? I hope you did well on that sentence. I'm sure you did. Next sentence. I'd love for y'all to pause this one as well and try it on your own. The sticky liquid spilled. Try that on your own. Pause it and come back. I'm going to start diagramming now. So, who or what is this sentence about? It's about liquid. So, simple subject is liquid. Simple predicate is spilled. All right. Now, we got the and sticky. Well, these an article adjective. And then sticky is describing liquid. What kind of liquid is it? It's sticky liquid. So words that are describing go underneath the words they're describing. I'm sure you got that right. On to the next one. The bright light was very garish. Okay, pause it here. Try this one on your own. If I'm looking at simple subject, what is this sentence about? Well, it's about the light. So light is your simple subject. Was is your simple predicate. And you ask yourself, was what? Was garish. So, oops. Throw this here. And this is one of those tricky ones. Right now, left to right. And the is an article adjective. What kind of light? It's bright. And, ooh, very. We haven't had a very yet. What is very describing? Garish. So we'll get garish. Very garish. All right. Here we go. And next one. Quickly, the playful cat. Ooh, that should be pounced. I'm so sorry. I'll edit. This is why editing is important, right? You always, when you edit, you should always make your writing better, stronger, clearer. And that's why the process is so important. Okay. Quickly, the playful cat pounced on the mouse. We're not going to do on the mouse because that is a prepositional phrase. But next video, we will begin doing prepositional phrases. So pause here and try to diagram by yourself. All right, let's think. Simple subject is cat. What did the cat do? It pounced. That is a past tense verb, which means it's already been done. So pounced and cat. And it's, which kind of cat? It's the cat. It's a playful cat. Both of these words are describing cat. Now, quickly. Quickly is a sentence starter. It's actually an ly sentence opener. And quickly is describing how the cat pounced, right? So quickly, although it's all the way over here, it goes underneath pounce because it's describing how it pounced. So there you go. All right, that might be our last one. It is. So I hope that this was helpful. Next week we'll get on to prepositions. General rule. Words are diagrammed underneath other words if they are describing the words above. So on this basic line, you've got nouns and verbs. Usually, nouns and verbs, right? Underneath is everything that's being described. And this will help you understand when you are creating complete sentences and how the words work together. I hope you have a great day.